Welcome to Wild Wacky Wonderful Humans, where real stories and the beautiful mess of being human is celebrated. We dive into real, raw, heart-led conversations with people who dare to be vulnerable, curious, and beautifully human. You'll hear stories that remind you that you're not alone. Your voice matters, and it's okay to be a walking contradiction, because that's what makes us human. If you've been feeling unsettled, tense, or on edge without really knowing why, this episode is most likely for you. Today I'm talking about how global uncertainty is landing in our bodies, why it's affecting our nervous systems, and how we can move through this time with more grounding, ease, and grace. You don't need to fix anything. Just stay with me, take a deep breath, and enjoy. There's a feeling that so many of us are carrying right now, and it's really, really hard to put into words. It's not an obvious fear, and it's not a panic. It's kind of like this constant murmur in the background. It's like a quiet unease. It's kind of like a sense that the ground just doesn't feel stable underneath us anymore. You can hear it when you're having conversations, you can feel it, you can see it, you can hear it when you're watching the news. The world feels unpredictable. There are wars, there are power struggles, there are land occupations. And I know a lot of these have been happening for many years, but it seems like it's just magnifying so much. There's voices being silenced, there's leaders making decisions that affect millions of people, and it seems like there's minimal thought given to those millions of people who are actually impacted by this. And even if none of this is happening in your neighborhood or nearby or where you live, your nervous system is experiencing it. So today, I just want to talk about that fear. Not how to get rid of it, not how to bypass it, but how to sit with it. And how to move through this next chapter, this next year. 2026 is deemed to be quite an intense year, I imagine. We started pretty intensely, so I can imagine this year is going to be pretty challenging. And so I want to talk about getting through this year with a little bit more ease and grace, rather than living in fear and constriction, which is what we can so easily do, can't we? I mean, we're not meant to process the entire world all at once. Our nervous systems, they've evolved to handle what's happening in our immediate environment, and we're not set up to respond to this constant global threat. But today we're exposed to everything all the time. Wars, political aggression. We've got so many things going on. There's economic instability, there's climate uncertainty, there's images, there's headlines, there's urgency. Even when we think we're coping, our bodies are not. I mean, look how many illnesses and how many chronic diseases there are that are coming up for people. Do you know anyone who has a chronic illness? I can tell you, I can fill both my hands with people I know personally who have chronic illnesses at the moment. So when we think that we're coping, we might be psychologically, but our bodies are showing it, right? Our bodies are showing the damage that's been made. Our bodies are holding tension. Our body is getting ready for threats of danger. And here's something important to remember. Feeling unsettled right now, it doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're human. We are human. We feel this in our body. We feel this pain, this uncertainty, this confusion in our body. Fear is not the problem. Fear is an intelligent response to protect ourselves from threats, right? So when we hear about leaders trying to dominate, control, invade, silence, something ancient wakes up inside of us. Our nervous system activates. We have these questions. Am I safe? Is the world stable? Can I trust what's coming next? The challenge is that today, quite often fear, it's got nowhere to land, it's got nowhere to be resolved. And so there's no single action to take. There's no clear way to protect ourselves from these global events that are happening everywhere, all the time. And so what's happening is fear is becoming chronic. It's turning into a physical response, tightness in the chest, shallow breathing, constant scanning our environments to see if we're safe. And there's a sense of like we're waiting for the next bad thing to happen. And over time, that fear, it can really, really constrict our bodies. And our bodies really struggle with that constant fear because they're not designed to be like that. Now, there's a huge difference between being informed and being consumed. So many of us are carrying the weight of the world in our nervous systems, in our bodies. We can acknowledge what's happening globally without living in a constant state of alarm, which so many of us are doing right now, aren't we? I mean, it's very difficult to not do that. Fear tells us to brace, to get ready. Wisdom, it tells us to be grounded. Fear contracts the body, and wisdom, it seeks or it allows us to confirm stability. And right now, stability doesn't come from pretending that things are fine. It comes from learning how to be with uncertainty, without collapsing, without fading away, without falling into a pile of mess on the floor. It's so important to acknowledge that we can feel fear, we can be alarmed, we can be sad, we can be confused, but we don't have to let that be who we are. Most of us are never taught to sit with fear. We're taught to distract, to numb, to intellectualize, to scroll, to stay busy, doom scrolling. Fear doesn't disappear when it's avoided. It actually settles into the body. And sitting with fear doesn't mean indulging in it. It doesn't mean you're feeding it. It just means that you're noticing it. And when you can notice it, you can do that without panicking. I mean, you might gently say to yourself, I notice fear is here right now. I notice my body is getting ready for attack. I notice I'm holding my breath. This simple awareness, it creates space for you. We're surrounded by force. We don't need to create that in ourselves. If we can be present, if we can be aware, then we can allow the fear to dissipate. We can allow the fear to pass through. And when you meet fear with curiosity instead of resistance, which is quite easy to do these days, isn't it? When you meet it with curiosity instead of resistance, it can pass through. Safety comes from regulation, from being able to return to yourself again and again. Some anchors of safety right now for you might be feeling your feet firmly on the ground, slowing down your breath, reducing exposure to constant bombardment of news, information, allegations. There's so much that's happening right now. Reduce your exposure to that and stay connected to the people you trust, the people you care about. Create small, predictable rhythms in your day. The more regulated you are, the more capacity you have to fully respond to the world. And you get to fully respond with logic, with calmness, and with more ease and grace. This is so important when everything feels so fast. And being in ease doesn't mean that you're ignorant. And being in grace doesn't mean that you're disengaged. It means that you're choosing how you meet the things that are happening. how you meet the things that are landing in your world at the moment. You don't have to carry the entire future all at once, right here, right now. You don't have to solve global conflict from your own living room. That's not required. But what you can do, though, is that you can be aware, you can stay grounded, you can stay human, you can stay connected to your values, and you can engage locally with kindness and integrity. What can you do in your own neighborhood that can make a difference, where you feel like you're contributing, where you're coming from a place of calm and kindness? The world does not need more panic. It needs more regulated, present humans. People who can feel the fear without being ruled by it. This is where we are being asked to step up. So if you're listening to this and you feel afraid, you're feeling unsettled, you're unsure about the future, I want you to know this. You are not doing it wrong. You're responding to a world that feels unstable. You don't have to force yourself to be hopeful. You don't have to pretend you're okay. But you can choose to meet this moment with softness rather than covered in armor, protecting yourself so that you don't experience it. Allow yourself to approach this moment with breath rather than bracing, with presence rather than panic. Fear may visit, but it does not have to become your home. And perhaps the most powerful thing you can do right now is stay grounded in your body. Open your heart and be gentle with yourself as we move forward together into whatever comes next. We're in this together. We're here for each other. And the difference we can make in our own small community is the only difference we can make, right? Start small. One small step can make a huge difference to our community, and then communities that those people engage with and those people engage with. It has a beautiful butterfly effect. So if you're feeling the fear right now, allow yourself to feel it. Allow yourself to be present to it. And allow it to flow through you. Allow yourself to be present, calm, and aware. We've got this. With love and blessings. Thanks for staying with me through this episode. If something stirred or softened as you listened, let that be enough for you for now. You don't need to carry everything that's happening in the world. Just coming back to your body, your breath, and this very moment. That is a powerful place to land. Look after yourself, stay calm, and allow yourself to feel the emotions that come through you. Allow them to be released. You've got this.